Hey everyone, how is everyone today? It is Tara here. Shalene is with us, but she is having some technical difficulties on her end. So I'm going to lead the call, but keep an eye on the chat because when she wants to pop in, normally she'll interrupt me, but she'll just interrupt me in the chat. So keep your eye on the chat. So I'm going to run the call. I wanted to officially congratulate all of you on completing your first month and your August training. We're so excited for you guys to keep going in this business. We're so proud of all of you in kind of the way you've been showing up in your social media and in the chat and asking all the questions and just rocking your businesses for this first month. I know it's really hard when you're first starting something new to kind of figure it all out and feel like you have it all together. I'm a recovering perfectionist. And so when I jumped in, I was like, it all has to be perfect right away. But in reality, business in general doesn't always work like that. So I just wanted to say great job on making it through these first 30 days and really diving in. We've just seen some amazing things from all of you. So I just wanted to make sure that I let you guys know that. Some of you jumped in at different parts of the month and in the training. So also wanted to let you know that wherever you're at, you are where you need to be. And you can catch up as you need to catch up. And like you're never really behind in this business. I'm still learning every day. So you never really fall behind in this business. You might not be right at the end of the training, and that's okay. We start again in September. So if you feel like you need another month to either go back through and have a refresher or just kind of be in this space like the August chat again, we're going to do it all again in September. So just let your the coach that added you in to the August chat, let them know if you want to be added into the September chat, and they can add you in there, and then you can kind of go along with us again in September. There are some exciting things happening in September. So Shalene will be sharing that, but just know that that space is going to continue to be available for you to be a part of. Okay, so just don't feel like you're behind. I always say to people, kind of stay in your own lane. Try not to compare yourself with where anybody else is at, because at the end of the day, it's your business and you have to run it the way that feels right for you. So someone might hit the ground running, but that might not be the way that you learn and the way that you grow, and that's okay. So just kind of don't feel like you have to compare yourself to anybody else, because you totally do not have to do that. Okay, so one of the other things, and I speak really fast because I try to keep it. Shalene keeps me on track. She's like, you have to do this in 30 minutes. So, okay. So one of the things that I normally like to do, or we normally like to do on this call, is just kind of talk about goals and what maybe your goals were that you set for this month. One, to let you know that there are going to be times when you don't reach your goals, and that's okay. Don't let that set you back, because guaranteed that you got closer to your goal because you actually set that goal than if you hadn't have set the goal at all. So always remember that. Don't let the fact that you may not have reached your goal affect you in any way. If your goal was Emerald and you're not there yet, keep pushing for Emerald. That can be your goal for September, and that will continue to be your goal as you move along. If you're halfway there, amazing. If you've just started and you don't know what Emerald is, jump into the September chat and we've got you in there as well. So if your goal is Emerald, keep reaching for that. If you've hit Emerald, then we really want to start working through and mapping out what Diamond looks like for you. So Emerald is, if you have been to this part of the training, Emerald is one coach on each leg. Diamond is 4 coaches on your left leg, 4 coaches on your right leg, and 1 coach on each leg has to be Emerald. So what you want to do if you're Emerald now is start to create your Diamond map and try to figure out what that's going to look like. Who are the people that you want on those legs? Have names written down. Who are your superstars? Who are the people that you can see working this business with you? And start looking at what that looks like. And you can lean in on Shalene or I, or the coach who added you into this training, to help you figure out what that looks like for you, because it can be a little bit overwhelming. I know I was overwhelmed when I first started. I was like, oh my goodness, it seems like it's such a far off thing, and it's really not. I always look at it as Diamond is going Emerald 4 times. So if you're already Emerald, just think about doing that 3 more times and set those kind of micro goals, right? So just look at it as, no, I'm just going to keep hitting Emerald over and over and over again. And that might be the way you look at it. That might be the way your brain kind of processes it a little bit easier. So it doesn't have to be scary, but you want to start mapping that out now. And again, we're here to help you and your coach is here to help you. So start thinking about what that might look like for you and start writing some names down, because that's where it all starts, is just writing those names down and figuring out who it is that you want to run this business with you. Again, you guys are doing amazing. So in order to be able to hit those goals, one of the other goals, SC5. So if you're not at SC5 yet, guys, we have a whole nother little less than a week left in this month to be able to hit it. So SC5, that's Success Club. To hit that, you need to enroll 3 people with a challenge pack. So maybe you're at SC2, that means 2 more challenge packs. Maybe you're at SC4, that means 1 more challenge pack. And maybe you just started and you're like, oh my goodness, that seems like it's so far off. Find 3 people, friends, family members that you want to go through this journey with you, and just ask them if they'll join you. So that should be a kind of a goal every month for you as you're first starting out, is to hit that SC5 mark. And that's really just helping 3 people a month get started on their journey. And if you look at it that way, it makes it a little bit easier for you to kind of figure out what that looks like. So in order to hit those goals, you really want to make sure that you're inviting daily. So another goal that you can set is having an invite goal. What's your goal in terms of how many invites you want to send in a day? How does it fit into your schedule? Do you have that? Are you doing sort of a consistent number of invites every day? That's something that you should be thinking about and really working towards, is setting a consistent number of invites every day, and make it a little bit scary. Set it higher than you think you can work at, because that just really reflects on lives being changed. So the more people you invite, the more lives that you can actually change in this business. So think about it again, think about it that way when it seems like it's getting scary. And just remain consistent in that. So set a number that you can stay consistent at, so that you can consistently invite that number of people every day. And that's really, really important. So make sure you're starting that invite process. For some people that can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. You're really just asking people to join you on your journey. You're starting with people that you know, your friends, your family, so you can talk to them like your friends and family, and really just talk to them about what you're doing and what you love about it, and ask if they want to join you. So it doesn't have to be a scary thing. You already love what you're doing. That's why you're here with us, I'm assuming. So it's easy to talk about things that we love and that we're passionate about. So if you kind of approach it that way, it might make that process a little bit easier for you and a little bit more comfortable, I guess. I mean, I like to be uncomfortable now, but it's a little bit more comfortable if you think about it that way. So as you're now all kind of 30 days in, we should have a comfortable number of people that we've invited over the course of the month. And again, if you're just starting, don't get overwhelmed by that. But you should have a comfortable number of people that you've started to invite into this kind of journey with you. So as you move into September, you'll now have people you can follow up with, and then you can continue to invite people. So let's keep kind of that process going. If you feel like your invite doesn't feel right, if it just doesn't seem right, reach out, throw your invite in the chat. So the August chat will stay open, or you can again be part of the September chat, because the August chat won't be guided anymore. But you can throw your invites in there, and Shalene and I can take a look at them. We can offer some suggestions. Your coach, you can also pass your invites on to your coach, and they can make some suggestions for you as well. Because switching it up, sometimes just switching 1 or 2 words can make a huge difference in an invite. So if you feel like it's not working for you, don't feel like you have to keep sending that same invite over and over and over again. I change my invite probably weekly if it's not working for me. If it's working for me, I stick with it. If it's not, I switch it up. So don't be afraid, to switch up what your verbiage looks like for people, because we're talking, everybody's different, right? So we're talking to different markets. So just kind of be cognizant of that. So that's a huge piece. Okay, so let's talk about Friday. You guys were in the chat. We're gonna do a little kind of music / dance party on Friday. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a phone call. Hold on. I'm just going to decline that. On my Mac, when I get a phone call, it shuts my computer screen down and I'm like, what is happening? This is when one job meets the next job. Your boss calls you at 7:13 at night. So we're just going to decline that. So we're going to do this on Friday. Does everybody know where the music tab is on your Instagram in your stories? Do you guys know where that is? Yeah. So you can just throw the music on and you can have a little dance party. I go in my stories every morning while I'm making my Energize. And that's like a consistent story for me that I do every single morning. And usually I talk through it, but this Friday I'll dance through it. So if you can drop your Instagram handle in the August chat so that we can tag you all. So the idea is to have all of us tag each other in our story. So you might have like 8 to 10, I don't know how many people are in that August chat, but you're gonna have all those tags in your story. And then we're all going to share your story. So like Ashley will tag me and then I'm going to share Ashley's story to my Instagram so that everyone can see what it looks like to have a group of people that they're going through this business with. Because that's part of it, right? Is that you were never alone in this business. And I may not have met all of you. You're not my coaches. But the idea is that we're all part of this fam jam that Jared and Shalene have created, and we can use that to our advantage in terms of kind of showing people what that looks like. So engage if you can engage in that, because it'll be really fun. So I think Jolene, oh my goodness, I'm reading Jared and Shalene at the same time. I think, Shalene, are you going to share a song for all of us for Friday? Yeah. Okay. So Shalene will share a song, find that song, and we are all going to repost. So when you're reposting, I think Shalene may have said this in the chat. When you're reposting, you want to say something in that story about the fact that this is community, because then people won't get it. They won't get why you're going to have 8 stories of people to the same song dancing and making some yellow or red drink in the morning, if that's the way you're doing it. So make sure that you make a comment about how this is your community. These are your people, so that people can see what that looks like. And then it will make sense why you're sharing all of those stories. I'm so looking forward to it. I'm really excited about it. Okay, so I think, how's that for less than 20 minutes? I think I covered everything, but I do want to open it up. If you guys have some questions that are kind of sitting with you or anything that you wanted Shalene or I to answer, Shalene can answer in the chat and I can answer from my perspective verbally. But if there's any questions that you have at all about either the training or your inviting process or how, you know, what kind of goals you should be setting, ask now, because we're here to answer any questions that you might have. Unless I missed anything, Shalene, throw in the chat and I can touch on that. Okay, so we're just picking a theme and you can choose any song in that theme. Okay. Right now, boy bands, I think, is in the lead. No questions, guys? How are you all feeling? Are you all feeling like you're kind of gaining traction? Are you still feeling a little bit apprehensive? You can type it in the chat or you can unmute yourself. How are you feeling about the information that you got in the training? Because that helps us too. Did you find it easy to follow? Did you find it straightforward? Is there anything that you think you could have benefited a little bit more from? Good days and yeah, that'll happen, Katie, quite consistently. I still get that all the time. I just want to shake people sometimes and be like, how do you not see the benefit of this? Know that those people will come around. And I say this to everybody. I get people, so I've been doing this now for 2 years, a little over 2 years now. And I'm getting people now that I invited like a year and a half to almost 2 years ago who are messaging me and saying, "Okay, I'm ready now." So it's going to be super frustrating for some people that aren't joining you, but know that they're still watching you as long as you're showing up consistently every day and speaking about your experience, because people want to know what it's doing for you. So just showing that you are working out, that's helpful. They're seeing that you're working out, but how is that helping you, right? How is working out helping you in this format? And when people are hearing that, that can be helpful as well. Yeah, that happens to me too, Nicole. So that could be too, Shalene is commenting. Yeah, write down those names, but also can be also helpful to share the conversation that you're having. Because I found that for a period of time, I was kind of doing verbal diarrhea. And I was going back actually in a chat that Shalene and I were in. And I got to a point in the chat because I was looking for something and she's was telling me that I do a lot of verbal diarrhea. Because I do, because I used to just throw everything out there and be like, it's great, and people, they would get overwhelmed. So I really had to break it down and kind of share little bit tidbits and really figure out what it was they were looking for and talk most about that. Right. So I found that I was talking a lot about the community to some people and they were like, I don't care. That wasn't their thing. So they just wanted to like shred. They wanted to like have arms. They're like, I want to have arms like you. Well, I'm not going to talk about the community. I'm going to talk about some of the programs that'll help get them there. I'm going to talk about Lift 4. I'm going to talk about the variety of the different workouts they have. So that helped me to really narrow it down, to try and kind of figure out what they were looking for so I could tailor that information for them. So that might help. But share your conversations either in our chat or privately with your coach or Shalene or I or whoever it is, and we can help you kind of narrow that down a little bit. Yeah, Katie, engagement in groups can be difficult. I ran my own challenge group for months before anybody posted anything in there. I was the only one posting in my group. Literally, like it was my sweaty selfie and my post in the morning, and that was it every day for months. And I remember getting frustrated. I remember going into work and getting very frustrated with the fact that nobody was engaging because I was part of Shalene's group. And I was like, everyone's engaging in there and no one's engaging in my group. And I played that kind of comparison game, but they weren't comfortable yet. And that was okay, because guess what? I wasn't posting in Shalene's group. So I couldn't really, I couldn't really say anything about them. But then it all happened all at once. And yeah, 3 is amazing, Katie, if you're getting 3. I literally got nobody for probably 5 months post anything. So that's really good, like having anybody engage, really. And it will pick up, like it will really pick up as you go along and as people get comfortable. And really it takes one person. So you'll get one person that'll just like comment on everything, and then everyone else will just kind of pick up on that. Yeah, I am the same, Shalene. I have like 250 people in my group and not even 40, maybe 15 show up routinely every day. But that's okay. We have our little group and that's great. I started my first Facebook group right away, Katie. Like I said, I made myself a promise and said when I had 5 people sign up, I'd start my own challenge group. And that's what I did. And it like compared to now, it sucked. But I didn't know that at the time because I was like, this is great. I've got my post in the morning. I just kind of did it my way with what was comfortable for me. And that really allowed me to build trust in my challengers. So there's nothing wrong with kind of being part of the Fam Jam or whatever your coach's accountability group is. Like, don't feel like you have to start your own. You absolutely do not have to. But I would encourage you to do it sooner rather than later, because it helps to build that trust with your challengers. They get to know you, you get to know them. And the majority of my coaches have come from my challengers. So they've kind of gotten to know me. They've gotten to know me as Coach Tara, because even though they knew me before I was a coach, they didn't know me as Coach Tara. And they got to know sort of more about the workouts, and they got familiar with me. So I think that that was really helpful for me to do. Again, you do not have to do it right away. But I think that it really helped me, even though nobody was posting. It helped me, and it helped me get comfortable going live. I was way more comfortable going live in a group with 3 people that I knew than I would have been in some other group like Shalene's that had 200 people. There's no way I would have gone live in that group. So it allowed me to jump out of my comfort zone a little bit easier because I was running my own group and it was on my terms and it was on my comfort level. So think about that as well. Yeah, I'm just checking the chat.
Can you hear
I think
me at
you've
all
got the
now?
chat, Shalene, so I think you're okay. But yeah. Okay.
Oh wait, Katie, you can hear me?
Oh, I can't hear you, Shalene. Katie, can you hear Shalene? My volume is up. It's all the way up.
You can't hear me? Oh, okay. Well, this is
Weird.
really weird. You can hear me too? Yay. Okay, give me a hot second. Oh my gosh, you guys. I
Okay,
don't know
just
why
me.
Shorty can't hear me. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly jump in. I love this conversation, you guys. Follow up, follow up, follow up. So from your free group, make sure that you follow up with all of those people, Katie. It is like so imperative just to like continue the conversation. Hey, where you at? Haven't seen you in the group. Is everything okay? Da 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 da. Like you have so much you can follow up with people for something that's free. So keep a list, track it, and make sure that you continually follow up with them. And then like for your challenge group, I think like Nicole, yeah, start one. Like start your own because honestly, I started my own group. I tell everyone they can be an intern in our group. And basically what that means is you can just kind of like see how it's run. Get your feet wet, see how it's run. Maybe you have 1 or 2 people in there. I started out of the gate with my own challenge group because I wanted to be able to show up like my coach was and be able to like fumble over my words and for all my clients to like not be able to compare me to another coach. Like that was my thing. I was like, ooh, I can show up, it can be messy, it can be imperfect, and no one's going to know except for me because I'm the only one who's comparing myself to another coach. So none of my clients are going to know the behind the scenes or the like the worries or the fears or the doubts, and I can show up as I am, and it's going to be so much more relatable to people. So if you want to start one, Nicole, go start your own. Honestly, I think it'll be so powerful for you. Same with you, Katie. Don't worry about your team name too much. Don't worry about like logo, any of that stuff. That'll come. Just theme your group, theme your challenge group. That is the best thing that I could say. You could be like strong as a mother. You know, mine is going to be a hall pass to health is for September. That's what mine is. So just think of something that's fun. You can have a play on words with like back to school, or like mom life or whatever your target audience is. Have a play on words for that and then totally dive all in. Last thing I want to say on that is never have your group start like the first of the month. So I would always have my groups start on like September 1st, we're starting, or October 1st, we're starting. And I found the end of the month for me was like my follow up. So I'm following up with people from the beginning of the month. Well, sometimes that trickles into like the first week of the month. And when I started on the first, I just found that I had too many people that were like purchasing that first week. So instead, I like to market it so it starts like the mid-month. The second like 15th of the month is usually a really good date in around there if you can pick it on the Monday. Start on that date, and I always find that for me has been really successful because it takes pressure off me. I have the beginning of the month to get people into this group, and then I have the last 2 weeks of the month. Honestly, I focus on coaching. So it kind of like helps me. The first 2 weeks of the month, I'm focused on my client invites. I get them starting the challenge group. And then the last 2 weeks of the month, I'm focused on helping those challengers and inviting people to the coaching opportunity. And then again, you start for the next month. Focus on challengers, then focus on your coaches. And I get that to join like a challenge group, like a paid challenge group, Katie. A free group, I will usually run a free group for 3 days a month, and that is it. I did a 14-day free group through COVID, and that literally was like a give back. And I still think that the 14-day group is a really great group that you can run. But for me now, since I've already done that one, then now I usually do like a 3 to 5 day free group. We have free groups in the training. So tinyurl/fam jam master list. I put it in the chat. If you go on there, there'll be a whole whack of free groups that you can pull from as well. And you can use those within that same group. So now you have your free community on Facebook. Just go in there every single month and do something new every single month. Talk about crock pot meals, talk about organizing your house, talk about, I don't know, organization for September, whatever speaks to like your soul. You can talk to that every single month. So this is also really good when you're thinking about planning for a month. Okay, so the beginning of the month, I know I want to recruit into my challenge group. So run your free group the first 2 weeks of the month. Have it before the start date of your challenge group. Because now what you can do is you can invite from your free group into your challenge group. And then your challenge group starts, you get people going for 7 days, and you invite your challengers to become coaches. And then you just repeat month after month after month. We just repeat that. That was a lot. I don't know why she didn't hear me.
I didn't hear any of that, so I have no idea what you talked about. I was trying to read your lips at one point. I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know what she's saying. Okay, so I have no idea what you covered, but are there any other questions? Got it, challenge groups, okay. Are we good? I didn't see any other ones. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We're like really excited to watch you guys continue to keep building and keep going and really build this into the amazing thing that it can be. And I hope to see you guys. Yeah, team calls. They're a lot of fun, Nicole, and they're helpful. So hope to see you guys all on the team call at 8. It is going to be incredible. Miguel is amazing. So you're going to want to jump on. If you need to be fired up, this will be the call to jump on. So if you can get on at 8, we will see you guys there. Thanks so much, guys.